What's going on, A+'s, Nerd Mixers? It's your boy, Andy Uchiha, bringing you the review for Loki Season 2, Episode 1, Ouroboros. And the crazy thing is that Ouroboros is actually a person, OB, in the episode. This episode picks up right where it lets off, everything that happens right after Sylvie and He Who Remains. Very interesting storyline that goes on in this episode with Loki time slipping back and forth, finding out that he was in the past. Remember when he jumped in and nobody knew who he was? Yeah, that's because he was in the past at the time before everything that happened, because it ends up slipping back into the future and linking up with Morbius and having Morbius figure out what's going on and take him to OB so OB can explain and try to figure out what's happening. But the way they use the time slipping to show situations in the past and let him see a chaotic future and what happens, that shows that anything they tried to do to stop what was going on failed, was very interesting to me. The way that they solved the problem with the time slipping, in fact, that they had to build a machine that which was crazy, because they went back and forth like, I don't have this machine. So when Loki went to the past, he told OB that he needed to make a machine. So when they got back into the future, he's like, oh yeah, I do have this, you know what I'm saying? In order to make the machine, they had to use the machine and have Loki prune himself at the same time in order to, you know what I'm saying, fix the situation. We find out that Sylvie's still alive, which, you know, we knew she is. We found out she's around because Loki sees her in the future and just seems stunned by what's going on. The end credit scene with her popping up in Oxford or Oxton or whatever that is in Georgia in 1982 to order one of everything off the menu at McDonald's, which we probably would have did. I wanna understand the benefit of that location, if that has anything to do with what's going on in the MCU. I do know that New Asgard was built, I think, in a place like that, so I wonder if that's going to have some type of Thor ties or any storylines going on Thor that goes around. But you have the current regime going after Sylvie, takes a whole army, which I think there's some type of subplot that has something to do with that. Maybe He Who Remains or whoever, you know what I'm saying, is going on with that, with one of the Kang variants is still having some type of power, you know what I'm saying, over things that are moving, you know what I'm saying, with that. So that's going to be interesting to me. But the episode, even though it stayed encased in the moment of dealing with Loki's time slipping, was actually very entertaining. Actually reminded me of Titanfall 2 with the mission where you put the thing on and you could go forward and back, present time, forward through time. You know what I'm saying? With the press of the button, and how like some of the stuff in the mission where like you go jump on a platform, but to make the platform appear, you had to hit the button to make it appear, and then jump back off and hit the button back. You know what I'm saying? To appear on another platform, because the platform's in two different places depending on what part of time you was in. So him having to slip, Loki having to slip back and forth, having these conversations with people, but ended up having to set up the future so that it worked for him in order to be able to get back, was interesting to me, especially when he started to realize what was going on, and that you actually know how intelligent Loki actually is to grab his bearings and be able to keep focused, you know what I'm saying, in that type of situation, to be able to work everything out. The guy who played OB was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Throwback to the Goonies, like an older Data out of the Goonies for me. Just everything he's creating, and the fact that he's down there working by himself to fix all these problems, and the fact that he was just a well of knowledge on everything that was happening. When they're able to explain it to him, he's able to figure it out. Just him and Morbius, you know, talking back and forth to each other. The jet ski banter was was real interesting. They're gonna keep that whole jet ski sea-doo thing going up. I'm glad that carried over, and they're not gonna let that go, because that's a huge part of Morbius's personality and what goes on. But B-15 still having a very prominent role after she stepped up, you know what I'm saying, at the end of last season, and trying to help figure out what's going on and everything like that. And for this to be the only series to have a season 2 so far, I feel like they're off to a great start. Other than this one, I really do believe that Miss Marvel and Moon Knight should be the ones to get second seasons. They were just standouts to me in the way the storytelling and everything was going, and Loki hits the ground running when it comes to that storytelling and everything that's going to be involved with it. It's crazy. Visuals were good. The story was real good. The fact that they picked up right where they left off, and we didn't have to do like a flashback to understand what happened in between the spaces of what happened. They just picked the story up and went. Was different for me because I'm not used to that unless it's like seasonal television shows. You know, that this is normally they skip the gap and then they fill it in. Normally when I feel like when it comes to like Disney and Marvel. But I'm glad that they did it this way. Tom Hiddleston was amazing, you know what I'm saying, in his role, as always. Nobody else could play this character to me the way he does. And I'm really looking forward to episode 2. I want you guys to check this out. Or if you already watched it, go in the comments, tell me some of your favorite parts of it. Because I just think the fact that the time slipping happened and them going back and forth just gave Tom Hiddleston some amazing direction, you know what I'm saying, to come with this character for. You got lots of Morbius interacting with different characters, you know what I'm saying, in the whole thing. So, yeah, they're off to a great start, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll go for this. I would give this like if we're going on the gradings, on the A+ grading scale, I would give it a B. A B. It was a good first episode for a second season. And it wrapped up some loose ends and didn't leave me guessing what was going on, but left me anticipating episode 2 to see how they're going to try to solve the problems and what's going to happen. So you guys let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. I can't wait. I'm glad Loki's back. Makes me excited. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button and hit that notification bell so you know every time we drop new content. There's a lot of stuff on here, whether it's wrestling content, news and reviews. Man, we're just spreading the brand out. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you guys soon. Keep it A+. Indy out.